What's up guys, English Dan back with another video. So what have we got for you today? It's big and it's heavy, and it's not me. It's that back there. That is the new Sony SRS XP700. I love the way Sony name things. This thing is a behemoth. It's actually a wireless Bluetooth speaker, but obviously you can use it plugged in as well, but the fact that it can be used wirelessly is also awesome. I'll get more onto it in a minute. I'll let you know what I think. Welcome back guys. So yeah, this is the I can't pick it up and hold it, but this is the XP700, the SRS XP700. I'm just going to call it the XP700 from now on, but this is the new $450 Bluetooth speaker from Sony. Normally I do the XB range, the 32s, the 33s and 40s and blah blah blah, but this year something a little different. Really want to try something like this because I've never really had a party Bluetooth speaker, and that's what this thing is. Anyway, let's talk about the actual boombox itself, because you know that's what it is. So I was saying it's big, and yeah, it's like just under 27.5 by 12.5 by 14.5 inches. So you know, just dimensionally it's big. And then it weighs just under 40 pounds. It's like a hair under 38, 37 point something. Either way, it's a heavy box. You can move this thing around. It does have handles on there to make it very easy to maneuver, but just bear in mind that it does have a lot of weight to it. So when it's sat up like this, controls are up on the top of the actual thing. Has that usual Sony soft touch rubberish panel on there for your functions, which are your power, your Bluetooth pairing, your play pause, your volume up and down, and your mega bass. Yes, this thing has mega bass. If you want that bass boost, you just press this button and boom. I'll talk more about the bass in a little bit. On the back of this thing, it has a cover on there that helps with the IP rating, and it does house where you can plug in the USB if you want to use a USB stick, and it goes from there. You can use that. It also allows karaoke mode, believe it or not. So there is 2/4 inch jacks in the back of this as well, so you can sing away to your heart's content. And they do have dedicated volume knobs as well, which is great. So if you want someone just to be a backing singer and not drowning the other person out, turn that one down. You don't see that very often. It's pretty impressive. And the other function for this is, which I've not seen before, you can plug a guitar into this and use this bad boy as an amp. Yeah, seriously, you can use this as a guitar amp. That is so cool. And like I said, there's a USB-A there, so if you want to put in a USB drive in there and play your music off that, no problem. And there's a 3.5mm headphone jack or auxiliary port, whatever you want to call it. So this thing is pretty stacked when it comes to the ports as well. Oh, and before I forget, yeah, under that cover is where you plug the power cable in if you do need to charge this thing. So on the front of it, it's got a metal speaker grill. I don't know whether you can see it from here, but I am going to show you some more product shots anyway, so you will be able to see as I go down the front. But under that speaker grill, you do have two 6.75 inch woofers. Two 6.75 bass boomers. There you go. And then to complement that, you get three, I think they're 2.4 inch tweeters. Let me just check quick. I'm back. Yeah, 2.4 inch, and they sit under the grill there. And then on the very top at the back, you have a 2-inch tweeter as well, so that'll fire up and towards the back, so it helps giving it that like 360-ish sound. Don't get me wrong, it's not got 360 sound, but it does help, and this thing's loud enough that even if it is facing the other way, you're going to hear it. So that tweeter at the back there does make a big difference when it comes to listening to this thing when it's not directed at you. And it does have Rgb lights, as you can see here. They're changing. They do move faster with the music and things like that, as you'll see. But yeah, it's not over the top. Sony have kind of toned the Rgb down, and I'm quite happy with that. Sometimes it used to be crazy. Now it's just pretty subtle and looks really good. So when I said about the IP rating, it's actually IPX4 rating. So it's not like, it's not the best, but hey, you know, a drop of water and that's going to be fine. It's not protected against dust though, hence the X in there. So dust and sand could be a problem. This is not something I don't think I'd take this to the beach because of the sand. This is something that you would have at your home if you're having home parties or something like that. Use it in your yard. Definitely would avoid anything that's going to get dust to be able to get in there. So this does come with app support as well, and it does have the Sony Music Center app, and I just don't really like it. I never really have when I've used it with the XM4 headphones, XM3s, the earbuds, XM3s. Not a big fan of the app whatsoever, but it's there and it's there for you to use, and it does give you some various options. One of the things that does annoy me is it has a 3-band equalizer. Why even bother? Why would you put a 3-band equalizer on something like this in your app? You may as well have just not bothered, like I said. So there is reasons I don't like the app. It does do some good things as well, like Clear Audio Plus, live sound, things like that, but I think it sounds better with those off. It depends on the person. Like I say, I'm just not a big fan of the Sony Music Center app. Sorry. The big thing about the app is you control the illumination, how it all works when it comes to that. Again, it's not in your face, so it's not as much fun as it used to be, but it is nice that you do have control over that lighting. Battery life on this, straight from Sony, says that it's going to be around 25 hours. To be honest, I've not even killed the thing yet. I'm not saying I've listened to it for 25 hours, but I've listened to it a hell of a lot over this last few weeks and not died yet. Usually with these things, they give you an audio voice cue that pretty much almost cuts out the music to let you know that you need to recharge it, and I've not heard that yet. So far so good when it comes to battery. So let's get onto the sound of this thing. That's what people are interested in when it comes to this. Let me tell you, this is a big sound, even running it away from the power. I have used it on power, and I'll talk to you about that in a moment, but even away from just using it as a wireless Bluetooth speaker, this thing has some serious bass, especially with that mega bass button pushed in. It's gonna really rock your socks off, this thing. Really nice lows as well. Doesn't distort whatsoever. I've not found it distorting anyway, and I've used all the songs I like that are real heavy bass lines, and this thing handles it. And because of the tweeters that it's got on there, it really does still shine through with the highs and the mids. It doesn't get too muddied or anything like that. It can be occasional times where the low will slip into the mids, but nothing too, like, you know, it's going to make you go, oh god, that sounds garbage. It actually sounds really good. I'll show you what it sounds like in a couple of minutes, but the overall sound out of this thing is nice. And with an Android phone with a graphic equalizer built into it, you can control the way it sounds a lot better than what you can with the actual Sony Music Center app, like I was saying before. The equalizer on that's 3 bands. It's just no good. So yeah, you can really control it well. On the iPhone, you're going to have to rely on that Sony Music Center app, otherwise you're going to have to use the built-in equalizer, which isn't really an equalizer, it's just a bunch of presets that actually, you know, extra bass, extra treble, whatever. It's not great, but yeah, on the iPhone, that's the only way you're going to be able to get the graphic equalizer is if you use the Sony Music Center app. But yeah, you can really make this thing kick, I mean, really kick loud. Let me tell you, once you plug it in, it boosts again. And I'm going to say it boosts by about 10%, which sounds a lot, and it is a lot. The difference is jarring, really. It really does kick that little bit more again. So I can kind of understand why they brought it down a little bit, because obviously they're going to maintain battery while it's in wireless mode. But you plug this thing in, whoo, boy, it's the loudest speaker I've heard, especially when it keeps the clarity going and the bass is still booming. Fantastic sound. If you're looking for a party speaker, this here is gonna blow your mind. It really is. It's a fantastic Bluetooth speaker. Just me and my boy listen to it. We listen to a lot of acoustic music. Me and my little son, he loves Aaron Lewis and his acoustical stuff. And we listen to that on it, and it sounds amazing through this. His voice travels through so great, and you can hear every pick of the guitar strings. It just sounds fantastic. Don't be put off by the fact that it says mega bass, that you think it's going to drown everything out. It's not. Like I say, acoustic music shines on this. It's just been fantastic. Here's a quick sample. Like I say, it's hard to replicate what it sounds like because one, it's coming through my mic, two, it's coming through a device you're listening to, and everybody's device might sound a little bit different, whether it's through headphones, earbuds, coming through a cell phone speaker, but you get the idea. And a lot of this I'm only playing at just below half volume, which is crazy, but I will show you on full volume as well. Be right back. to do one. Microphone's there, so we're not picking me up very good. But we're going to... See, my son's like, play it again, Dad. We're going to do one, but we're going to turn it on full blast. That was below halfway. I don't know whether it's going to distort like crazy or what, but... You okay, dude? Dad life. Anyway, let's go. Pretty damn loud. So there you have it. Overall, what do I think? This thing is nuts. It's great. Alright, it's expensive, but you get what you pay for with this. It's really well built. It is plastic, but does have soft touch rubber and the metal grill on the front, but it's not a cheap plastic. Sony do two different forms of plastic, let me tell you. If in their lower cost items, the plastic feels like it's come straight from a Kinder Egg toy. In the higher end items like this, the plastic is really nice, thick and dense. You don't get any cracks or creaks or anything like that. The box doesn't vibrate, doesn't move anywhere. So yeah, build quality on this is really, really good. IP rating, I wish it was a little bit better. It can stand misting and sprays maybe, and you can wipe it down, but I wouldn't get it wet as such or anything like that. And it's got no dust proof or anything like dust resistance, so I would not take it to the beach. It's a shame because this thing would rock on the beach, but sadly not. Another big positive for me is the karaoke mode. You can do 2 karaokes, or you can use this as a guitar amp. How cool is that? So if you like to play the guitar and you want to do a 2-in-1, hey, you've got this thing here. I'm not saying it's going to be as good as a standalone guitar amp that you would buy especially for that instrument, but if you're just a casual guy who's playing along and wants to save some money maybe, this will do you great. I think it's a fantastic feature that you can not only do 2 karaoke singers, you can do a guitar amp as well. So, nice, Sony. And another positive is the LED light show, as they call it, or the RGB lighting. Like I say, they have calmed it down. It's a lot more subtle than it used to be, and I like that. I'm really happy that the speakers don't glow white anymore like they used to on some of these things. While it may have looked cool, after about 10 minutes you'd be like, just turn that off. It's just a battery drainer as well, so it helps with maintaining battery life. Overall, it's really good. The only negatives I've got is the Music Center app, and it's a big thing. I mean, it's heavy, it's a big lump, but you're going into this knowing that it's going to be a heavy speaker. You can't look at that and think, oh, it might only weigh 5 pounds. No. So you know what you're getting into, but I have to say it is a bit of a negative, but don't let it put you off. If you're looking for a party speaker, this is the one to go for. $449. Yes, it's expensive, but in my opinion, it's worth every penny. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Laters.